very good afternoon and welcome. This is Yes 101's Visual Radio. For the News First team, I'm Theruni Karunaratna. Let's start off with a look at your headlines.
News First headline.
Sri Lankan citizens detained in Latvia for helping illegal border crossing. Temperature felt across the island rises to an 8-year high. 2024 investment targets set to triple by the year end. In news overseas, South Africa asks International Court of Justice to order Israel to withdraw from Gaza's Rafah. And in sports, it's cricket, West Indies to host South Africa, England and Bangladesh in 2024. On to those stories in detail now. The state border guard in Latvia said in a statement on Wednesday, 5 Sri Lankan citizens were detained for transporting persons across the country's border illegally. Border guards in Oxdagava municipality stopped a car driven by a Sri Lankan citizen, while another Sri Lankan citizen was next, both with valid residence permits. But during the check, 6 people of Asian descent without travel documents, visas or residence permits were also found in the car salon. Also in the Oxdagava municipality, border guards apprehended 3 other Sri Lankan citizens who were travelling in a car on suspicion of providing support to persons illegally crossing the border. Criminal proceedings have been initiated against the Sri Lankan citizens for knowingly providing a person with the possibility to reside illegally in Latvia in an organised group. The penalty may include a term of imprisonment of between 2 to 8 years. Meanwhile, an analysis was conducted by researchers at the University of Peradeniya, and it has revealed that Sri Lanka's temperature has risen to a record high for the first time in 8 years. Head of the Department of Geography, Professor Tilak Vijaytunga Bandara, said that this is due to several climatic changes. He also said that temperatures in the northern, north central and eastern provinces rose to an average of 39 degrees Celsius last week. Previously, such high temperatures were recorded in 2016. Professor Tilak Vijaytunga Bandara said that the average temperature in the country stands between 27 and 29 degrees Celsius. People were severely inconvenienced by the sudden rise in temperature last week. He urged the general public to act with caution and to follow health and safety measures to combat the heat. State Minister of Investment Promotion Dilum Amunugama highlighted that the country's investment environment has undergone a remarkable 200% enhancement compared to 2 years ago. He further stated that the targets assigned to the State Ministry of Investment Promotion by the Ministry of Finance for 2024 could potentially triple by the end of this year. The State Minister emphasized the importance of political stability and financial stability and certainty about the future to attract investments into the country. He made these remarks during a press conference themed Collective Path to a Stable Country held at the Presidential Media Center. Up next is international news.
International news.
The United Nations top court said that South Africa has asked the International Court of Justice, or the ICJ, to order Israel to withdraw from Rafah as part of additional emergency measures over the war in Gaza. In the ongoing case brought by South Africa, which accuses Israel of acts of genocide against Palestinians, the ICJ in January ordered Israel to refrain from any acts that could fall under the Genocide Convention and to ensure its troops commit no genocidal acts against Palestinians. Now, in filings published on Friday, South Africa is seeking additional emergency measures in light of the continuing military action in Rafah, which it calls the last refuge for Palestinians in Gaza. The city in the south of Gaza is crammed with hundreds of thousands of displaced Palestinians living in dire conditions, and there have been warnings that an Israeli ground offensive would trigger a humanitarian catastrophe for the civilians. Let's now take a look at your sports news.
Sports news.
And in sports news, it's cricket. West Indies men will host South Africa, England and Bangladesh between May to December 2024. The home games begin with a visit from South Africa for 3 T20 internationals starting on the 23rd of May at Sabina Park in Jamaica before the T20 World Cup in June, where the West Indies and United States of America are the hosts. The West Indies then embark on a test series to England in July, following which South Africa returned to the Caribbean for 2 tests in Trinidad and Guyana from the 7th of August. This will be followed by another 3-match T20 international series at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Trinidad from the 23rd of August, ahead of the CPL. And that's a wrap of this edition of Yes 101's Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Thiruni Karunaratna. Thank you very much for watching.